يقول راجي عفو رب سامعي محمد بن الجزري الشافعي: الحمد لله وصلى الله على نبيه ومصطفاه محمد وآله وصحبه ومقرئ القرآن مع محبه. وبعد، إن هذه مقدمة فيما على قارئه أن يعلمه، إذ واجب عليهم محتم قبل الشروع أولا أن يعلموا مخارج الحروف والصفات ليلفظوا بأفصح اللغات، محرر التجويد والمواقف وما الذي رسم في المصاحف.
وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. Oh Allah, teach us what benefit us, increase us in knowledge, in good morals, and in good deeds, Ya Rabbil Alameen. We continue by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in explaining Aljazariyya. We are in class 29. Last time we covered the Makhraj of Ta, Dal and Ta, and today inshallah we cover the letters of Safir. So line 16 and 17 together, Imam Al-Jazari rahimahullah says, وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَى مِنْهُ وَمِنْ عُلْيَ الثَّنَايَا وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنٌ. وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَى مِنْهُ وَمِنْ عُلْيَ الثَّنَايَا. That's for the ta, dal, and ta. Now, وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنٌ. If you connect it, what do you say? Who knows it? Who knows if you connect this word mustakin, what do you say? وَالصَّفِيرُ say? مُسْتَكِنُّ مُسْتَكِنٌّ. Okay? وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنٌّ. So when you stop on it, what do you say? You don't say mustakin, you say mustakin. Tamam? You make number to show there is shadda. وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنٌ. مِنْهُ. Now line 17. مِنْهُ وَمِنْ فَوْقِ الثَّنَايَا السُّفْلَى وَالضَّاءُ وَالذَّالُ وَثَى بِالْعُلْيَا. So, Makhraj of the letters of Safir, which are what? Sad, Sin and Zai. It is what? In line 16 and 17. Let's first take the literal meaning of these phrases. وَالصَّفِيرُ. Safir means what? Safir means what? That's Safir. Safir means what? Whistling. وَالصَّفِيرُ means whistling. Mustakin. Mustakin from sakan, from sakina. Who knows what sakina means? Come on guys, you huffaz, you read this word so many times in the Quran, huh? Sakina. Sakina is what? Tranquility, stillness, stability. That's sakina. Close to tuma'nina. Okay? Anzal as-sakinata. Right? He sent sakina upon his messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam. More sakina, more tranquility. So, mustakin means settled, settled or placed. That's mustakin. So what does that mean? As-safir is settled or placed. Here there are some words that are implied. Safir means the letters of Safir. He doesn't mean whistling comes from there. He means what? The letters of whistling. The letters that have the quality of whistling. What are they? What are they? Ya Shaykh, what are the letters of Safir? Sad, Sin and Zal. So, as-Safir means, you write between parentheses, you write the letters of Safir. means Sad, Sin and Zai. What about them? He said mustakin means their makhraj is settled or placed from it, minhu. وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنْ مِنْهُ. So its exit or their exit is placed or settled or identified to be from it. Minhu. Is this clear? Mustakinnun means their makhraj. What is mustakinnun? Their makhraj. The makhraj of the letters of Safir is placed, is identified to be settled or to be placed in that place that he's going to mention now. Mustakinnun minhu. Minhu means what literally? From it, right? Minhu, from it. From what? Yalla guys, from what? Since he's saying from it means he mentioned this word, it. He mentioned it in the previous lines. Let's go to the previous lines. He said, وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَا مِنْهُ. Ta, dal and ta also minhu, from it. What is it? Then go back more. Go back more. What does he say before that? وَالرَّا يُدَانِيهِ لِظَهْرٍ أَدْخَلُ وَالنُّونُ مِنْ طَرَفِهِ. You have to go back to that line so that you know what he means from it. وَالنُّونُ مِنْ طَرَفِهِ تَحْتُ جَعَلُ وَالرَّا يُدَانِيهِ لِظَهْرٍ أَدْخَلُ وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَا مِنْهُ وَمِنْ عُلْيَ الثَّنَايَا وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنْ مِنْهُ. So what does he mean by minhu? وَالنُّونُ مِنْ طَرَفِهِ. He means from its taraf. The taraf of what? Of the lisan, which means what? The front part of the tongue. Clear? So in Arabic, when you mention a pronoun, how do you know which noun this pronoun goes to or refers to? How do you know? You go back to the last noun, that is mentioned. Okay? Okay. So for example, if I say, I gave Isa a cell phone. I gave Isa a cell phone. Then I took it from him. And then I bathed him. Then I beat him, for example. So him, who does it go to? To the last noun that is mentioned, which is Isa. You understand? So he said here, minhu. وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَا مِنْهُ وَالصَّفِيرُ مُسْتَكِنْ مِنْهُ. You go back, you find the word, the last word that is mentioned is طَرَفِهِ. So, as-safir means the letters of safir. Mustakin means their exit is settled, is placed, is identified to come from it, means from the taraf, the front part of the tongue. So that's the first part of the makhraj of the safir letter. Minhu. So we're going to use which part of the tongue? The front part. Did you notice also that we're moving in order? We started with the root of the tongue, then the back part of the tongue, then the middle part of the tongue, then we covered the edges of the tongue, then the front part of the tongue, وَالطَّاءُ وَالدَّالُ وَتَا, and we are now still in the front part. You see he went from the voice box, فَأَلِفُ الْجَوْفِ, فَأَلِفُ الْجَوْفِ, right? Or لِلْجَوْفِ أَلِفٌ, لِلْجَوْفِ أَلِفٌ. Both are okay, but the copy that Sheikh Ayman edited is لِلْجَوْفِ أَلِفٌ, لِلْجَوْفِ أَلِفٌ. So he started from the voice box, from the jawf letters, then the voice box, then أقصى الحلق, the far throat, middle throat, near throat, then back part of the tongue, middle part of the tongue, front part of the tongue, the edges of the tongue. So now we are still in the front part of the tongue. Now you're going to see that he's going to move to the lips and to the upper and lower incisor. So minhu, from its front part. وَمِن فَوْقِ الثَّنَايَا السُّفْلَى. وَمِن فَوْقِ. Min fawq means what? Min fawq. From above. By now you have to know these words like very quickly because we repeated them many times. So min fawq means what? From above. Above what? Above what? Al-thanaya al-sufla. We explained this. What does thanaya al-sufla mean? Thanaya al-sufla. The lower incisors. The lower central incisors. How many thanaya do we have in the mouth? 4. 2 in the 2 up and 2 down. The upper front teeth, the lower front teeth. 2 of them are called thaniyatayn. The singular is thaniya. Thaniya, thaniyatayn. 4 thanaya. So, we have thanaya ulya and we have thanaya sufla. Remember in the Quran, if you pay attention and you take notes and you are serious in learning, you will start to understand so many words in the Quran if you take it seriously. We have in the Quran وَكَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ وَجَعَلَ كَلِمَةَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا السُّفْلَى. Then you say, you stop, then you say وَكَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ هِيَ الْعُلْيَا. Sufla means lower, ulya means upper. So, from it and from the upper, from above the lower incisors. From above the lower incisors. Is this clear? Clear? Yalla, so how do we produce these 3 letters? From the front part of the tongue and from above the lower incisors. How do you do that? We place the front part of the tongue at the base of the lower incisors. Like this. Like this. You place the front part of the tongue at the base of the lower incisors. Obviously not from outside, right? You don't do this, right? From inside. Means the internal part, the internal base of the lower incisors, like this. That's the first step, like this. Then you bring the teeth close. You bring the teeth close like this. Until you leave a very tiny space between, zoom and see, until you leave a tiny space between the teeth. Where is the sound coming from? Isn't it coming from above the lower incisors? Are not we using the front part of the tongue? And then the air coming from above the lower incisors means from between the lower and the upper incisors. So you start with this. You place the front part of the tongue at the lower base at the base of the lower incisors like this. Then you close the teeth, close without closing them. You leave a very tiny space like this. Huh? See, you'll have to see the space. Can you see the space? Here. S. Tamam? Is this clear? And also notice, if you can notice, the upper incisors are a little bit ahead of the lower incisors. Notice, huh? Did you notice? Okay, that is the makhraj of the sad, sin and zai. Now of course everyone will be different from the other. Now we're going to mention, but all of them you do this. In all of them you do this. You place the front part of the tongue at the internal base of the lower incisors like this. Then you bring the teeth close. Now, if you close the teeth, none of these letters will be correct. If you say as, strong. So you must leave a space between the teeth. Because he's telling you from above the lower incisors, the sound will go from above the lower incisors. If you close them, it will not come out correctly. That's first important thing. So when someone is reading to you, wasjud, was. So first of all, tell them to do it step by step. Tell him to place his front part of the tongue at the lower incisor like this. Then you tell him close slowly. Now some people you will not have the sin and the sad and the zai clear because of the structure of their teeth. Some of them their teeth, they're not aligned. Some of them their teeth they're missing some teeth. The teeth are not closing correctly. The teeth are not all the same. So that will make the sound some different sounds. With some kids you cannot fix it, but you try to make it as close as possible. So fixing the teeth and how the structure of the teeth, that absolutely affects the purity and the correctness of sad, sin and zai. So you have to know, if you see the student is not doing it right, tell them open your mouth, open. See all of their teeth. Some of them, there's big space, so the sound will not come. They say as, okay? So different sounds. You try to tell them to place their tongue like this, and close the teeth, just leave a small space. Then you blow. Tamam? And as you noticed, we never use the lower lid with either of these letters. And we never rounded the lips. We never said we never, right? Lips have no relation to the sad, particularly the sad, because many students they use the lower lid with their sad. Okay. Any questions so far? Yalla, let's read now. Now we'll see sad and sin and zai. Everyone we're gonna study it separately. So as you can see on the screen, as a start. والطاء والدال وتا منه ومن قل الثنايا والصفير مستكن منه ومن فوق الثنايا السفلى والضاء والذال وتا للعليا. So الصفير مستكن منه ومن فوق الثنايا السفلى. They are produced, means sad, sin and zai, or the safir letters, produced by placing the tip of the tongue, or the front part, you can say. Replacing the front part. Okay? The front part of the tongue at the internal base of the lower incisors, while keeping a small gap between the upper and the lower teeth. The upper teeth are usually a bit ahead of the lower ones. So the air will come out from this gap, making the whistling sound that these three letters have. Let's see the picture. As you can see where we are placing the front part of the tongue, sister, here. You see at the internal base of the lower incisors, very precise picture you see. Then we are bringing the teeth very close but leaving a small gap, and the sound is coming from between them. Same thing exactly here. The front part is touching the base of the lower incisors, and the teeth are close and the sound is coming. Now, what makes this different from this? This is the sad. The tongue is curved, the back part is raised, and here the throat is tightened. Here the throat is wider. Here the back part of the tongue is not raised. The tongue is not curved. So sin and zai are light. Sin and zai are light. While sad is heavy, because this curve will make the sound go up and reflect, making the heaviness of the sad. Is this clear? Very clear. If I put this picture in the test, you must know right away it's sad. There's no other letter that you place the front part of the tongue at the lower incisors. There's no other letter that you do this with. with the tongue curved. So if I put this picture for you in the test right away, you must know it's sad. No other letter that has this picture. Okay? Okay. Yalla, let's start now. So muntaha taraf al-lisan, the end of the front part of the tongue. Okay? The end of the front part of the tongue. Or the tip, I called it the tip. Okay? The tip, because you're not using all the front part. So let me keep it as I put it in the beginning. The tip. The tip of the tongue. Okay? So he said, minhu, he means the tip, because look at the mirror, you see you're not putting all of the front part like this. No, just the front, that's just the tip. So with the lower or the base of the lower, of the internal side of the lower incisors, then the sound will go above the lower incisors, means between the lower incisors and the upper incisors. Yalla, let's go to the sad. Let's go to the sad. Yeah, tajweed expert make the sad heavy. So again, what are the four main characteristics we are focusing when we studying every letter? First one is what? Tafkhim or taqeel, heaviness or lightness. Second, hams or shidda. Is it mahmus? Sorry, hams or what? Jahr. Is it mahmus or majhoor? Is it voiced, majhoor, or voiceless, mahmus? Third main sifa we are focusing on every letter. Qalqala. From qalqala, you know, is it shadid or rikhu? If it's shadid, most likely there will be qalqala, right? What else? These are the three main characteristics we're focusing on, right? Right? Okay. Make the sad heavy or light heavy. We saw how the tongue is curved, right? We saw here how the tongue is curved. Look here. That's the sad, right? The back part of the tongue is raised. From the middle it's curved. That's the sad. So the sad is heavy. What else for the sad? Mahmus or majhoor? محموسها فحثه شخص سكت شخص son. So it's mahmus, means what? There is a breath with it. What else? There is a special sifa for the sad and the sin and the zai. What is it? Safir. Safir, whistling. How is that sound coming? By leaving that small gap between the upper teeth and the lower teeth, right, sister? So now, if you want to fix the sad and the sin and the zai, you want to make them perfect, you need to align your teeth and watch how you're making your upper and lower teeth together. For example, look, if I make my teeth this way, if I say, that's not a pure sad. If I bring them closer, you see it's much better, right? If I change them, so this is how you make the student practice and tell you, make them feel, you see this is the sound. Change, move them back and forth, up and down a little bit, until you get the sound. You never use the lips with the sad. You never raise them up. You never say, as many teachers, they say to the student, sad should be heavy like this. You make it heavy like this. That is not in any of the tajweed books and not in any of the reliable scholars' recitation. So you don't use your lower lip with the sad. Without rounding your lips or raising the lower lip, as some readers mistakenly do. That is the sad. Yalla, try us. It's natural that with some students it will be a little bit purer. Why? Based on the teeth, based on the shape of the teeth. So I'm not with those who exaggerate and say you have to make like you have to make this sound. No, I should not round my lips to make that sound. Make your lips normal, bring the teeth close, place the front part at the lower base of the incisors, and make a space. That's it. That's the sound, right? Right? As, as, sa, sa, as. Okay. Mash, don't touch it. Mash, any question about the sad? Did you come across any problem with the students in regard with the sad? Sin and zai, they should be very easy. You have them in your language. But sad, you don't have it. So it's like the sin. Just tell them, raise the back part of your tongue. Raise the back part of your tongue. Sa, not S, say S, os, S, os. Sa, 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 sa. Changing between the sin and the sad will change the meaning. Right? Turn all the lights. There are two switches. Look there. If the lights that are in the hallway turn on, then use the other ones. Don't turn everything on. Okay. Very hot. Okay. Yalla. As. Try. As. Sa. Su. Su. Sleep. Sleep. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Ashab. Ashab. Hamza is light, huh? Ashab. Yaslaha. Don't make the lam heavy unless you're reading with warsh. Yaslaha. No, we're not reading warsh, right? Yaslaha. Yaslaha. Asa. Asa. Huge difference. Two different meanings, two different words. So pay attention to these letters. Asa. ولو حرصتم. ولو حرصتم. Okay. لست عليهم بمسيطر. لست عليهم بمسيطر. عاصف. فاقصص القصص. فاقصص القصص. أصطفى. Say us. Us. So you have to see your lower incisors. You have to see them. Can you see mine? Us. You can see them? Us. So if you don't, because what happens when you raise the lower lip? Us. The lower lip is covering the upper incisors and affecting the sound. The lower lip should be down. Us. Us. So help the kids, tell them, put your lower lip down. Don't say us. No. No. Okay? أصطفى. أصطفى. صددناكم. صدا. Always pay attention when you have صاد and dal. Don't make it صدا. Right? صاد as we say صدر. No. صدد. صددناكم. يستصرخ. يستصرخ. أليس الصبح بقريب. We don't say صبح, right? We don't say صبح. What do we say? صبح. أليس الصبح بقريب. والصافات صفا. Practice aloud. فالعاصفات عصفا. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Here, there's a very important point. Pay attention, please. Some students read ihdinas. Pay attention, huh? Ihdinas, nas. What does the mistake? Making the noon heavy. It's not ihdina nas. Don't let the heaviness of the sad affect the lightness of the noon. Huh? And show the hams of the ha. Ihdinas, nas. Try. Nas. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين. قل كل قل كل متربص فتربصوا. Here you have ra, فتربصوا. So you pay attention to it. قل كل متربص فتربصوا. It needs practice, huh? You cut the letters, master them one by one. فتربصوا. قل كل متربص فتربصوا. فستعلمون من أصحاب الصراط السوي ومن اهتدى. من أصحاب الصراط السوي. You should add this to the scene also, to the example of the scene. صراط السوي. Okay? Okay. صرفا ولا نصرا. فاصطادوا. حتى يصدر. وصى. Any question? Okay, let's move to the scene. Look at the picture. Scene, just like Sad, placing the tip of the tongue at the base of the lower incisors and bringing the teeth close and making that whistling sound. The back part of the tongue is not raised. The middle part of the tongue is not curved, so that makes the scene light. Same thing with the zai. Now, who can tell me what makes the... So let's take the scene, the qualities of the scene first. So the scene is light, the scene is mahmus, and the scene is shadid or rikhu? Rikhu. Right? Same thing, sad. So they share hams, and they share what else? Safir, and they share what else? Raqawa. Right? Both rikhu. Both have safir. Both are mahmus. What makes them different? Only lightness and heaviness. And itbaq and infitah. Itbaq means the sound is going up to the roof. Right? Look here in the sad. The sad is mutbaqa. Do you remember? وَصَادُ ضَادٌ طَاءُ ضَاءٌ مُطْبَقَ. So it's mutbaq. Why? Because the sound is imprisoned between the roof and the tongue. While here it's not imprisoned. It's infitah. This is why he said وَخَلِّصِ انْفِتَاحَ مَحْذُورًا عَسَى. Do you remember? وَخَلِّصِ انْفِتَاحَ مَحْذُورًا عَسَى خوف اشتباهه بمحظورا عصى. You remember? So he's going to mention these notes later on, inshallah. So that's the sin and the zai. Now who can tell me, as for the zai, yalla, let's come to the zai when we finish the sin. So the main sifat of the sin, it's light and give it its hams and whistling, right? Again, the purity of the sin depends on the shape of the teeth, on the space between the teeth. Okay, all that plays a main factor in the clarity of the scene. Okay, now yalla, let's practice the scene. Sa, su, si. Here, very precise note on the scene with dhamma, very precise. If you say, look at me, if you say su, if you start the scene with dhamma right away with round lips, that will not make it pure and clear enough. So start with it with open lips, then round them right away, like this. Su. Tamam, don't start out with su. Look the difference between and su. When you have a letter. Now I'm going to show you an example. Inshallah, we have an example with the scene with dhamma. Aslam. Qaswah. Very important example. Say qaswah. وَالْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ. Now, some Arabs, particularly the Egyptians, they mix sin with zai. They say masjid, usjud. They say iz with asbab. And instead of sa, they say za. Okay, so you have to pay attention. Also, some other people, they mix between sin and zai. So you have to pay attention. Well, not والمسجد wasjud وقت wasjud, no, wasjud. Now I'm going to tell you the difference between sin and zai. Wasjud المسجد أمة وسطا فوسطن به جمعا عسى سيصلى. Now when you have seen ansar, pay extra attention because they're neighbors, right? سيصلى سوط عذاب. You don't say صوت. That's a different word, different meaning. سوط عذاب. سلقوكم. قست. لمسجد أسس فقد سرق أخ له من قبل يستصرخ لا تسجدوا للشمس مستمعهم بسلطان. Here pay attention to the lam. You don't say as some people say bisultan, bisul, right? Bisultan. يلا بسلطان سنطيعكم. Again the same example we read with the صاد. فستعلمون من أصحاب الصراط صراط السوي. Don't just move your lips. Speak out. Practice out aloud. وزنوا وزنوا بالقسطاس المستقيم. فما تستطيعون وكان يوما على الكافرين عسيرا. Means it will be a difficult, or it was a difficult day on the disbelievers. If you say asira, what does that make it? It was a juicy day on the disbelievers. Right? So someone read it like this. So I'm not making it up. Someone read it, وَكَانَ يَوْمًا عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ عَصِيرًا, and they will enjoy a juicy day. So you have to pay attention, right? وَإِن يَسْلُبْهُمْ وَاسْجُدْ الْقَاسِيَةِ يوسوس وزادكم في الخلق بسطة. So here, as you can see in this example, we have Sad and we have a sin above the Sad. But the Sad in Hafs narration is silent and you pronounce it with a sin. The second example also, وَاللَّهُ يَقْبِضُ وَيَبْسُطُ وَيَبْسُطُ, also in Hafs narration. Why they wrote it with Sad? Because some narrations they read it with Sad. Okay? In Hafs narration we read it with Sin. يلا. وَزَادَكُمْ فِي الْخَلْقِ بَسْطَةً وَاللَّهُ يَقْبِضُ وَيَبْسُطُ. See the Sin here with Dhamma. وَيَبْسُطُ. You start with an open with normal lips, huh? وَيَبْسُطُ, not وَيَبْسُطُ. Imagine, see the difference. See the difference between وَيَبْسُ or وَيَبْسُطُ. Which is clearer and purer? One more time. وَيَبْسُطُ. Did you notice? It should be quick. وَيَبْسُ. Make them a little bit normal, then rhyme them, so that the scene will come pure. وَيَبْسُطُ. Okay? Same thing, for example, su'ila. If we take su'ila, for example. Su'ila. You don't say su. See the difference between the two? You don't say su. You notice the difference or no? You notice? Notice difference? Su'ila. So we're rounding the lips right after, not with it right away. Not no. Tamam, that makes it purer and clearer. Last thing, we have an exception, an ayah in Hafs narration we're talking again. Surah Al-Tur, أَمْ عِنْدَهُمْ خَزَائِنُ رَبِّكَ أَمْ هُمُ الْمُسَيْطِرُونَ. As you can see, it's written with Sad and there is a sin under the Sad. When the sin is above the Sad, means you pronounce it as sin. Here the sin is under the Sad in this particular word in the Quran. You can read it with sin, you can read it with Sad. Why? Because this is how we got it through our sheikhs from the Prophet ﷺ. So he read it to the Sahaba in both ways. And the meaning is exactly the same. Then why it's different? Because some Arabs they say musaytir, and some Arabs they say musaytir. Until now, for example, we in Syria, in our slang, we say musaytir. We don't say musaytir. We say musaytir because it's easier. Okay? So how do you read this word? Two ways. First with sin, then we're gonna read it with sad. أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون. Okay. أم عندهم خزائن ربك أم هم المسيطرون. Any question? Yalla, let's move to the last letter. The Zai. Again, go to the picture. The Sin and the Zai are exactly the same, like the Sad, meaning the tip of the tongue at the base of the lower incisors from inside, making a small gap between the upper and lower teeth. The upper teeth a little bit ahead. Look, also you can notice if you focus on the picture, you can notice that the upper teeth are a little bit ahead, right? Look at the mirror and you can see that yourself. Now, what makes the Sin and the Zai different? Both of them are light. Look, the tongue is not curved, the back part is not raised. So, both of them are light. Now, both of them have Safir. Now, who can tell me what makes them different? Huh?
The Zai does not touch the lower incisors.
In the Zai, we don't touch the lower incisors? No. Look, it's the same picture. I said in the beginning, in the three letters, you place and you touch the base of the lower incisors with the tip of your tongue. Yalla, who can tell me? This is the $100 question. Not from me, this is what they say. It doesn't mean I'm giving you 100,000. I did not say anything like that. What makes them different? I mentioned this. If you have your notes, you're supposed to have the same notebook, and you're adding to those notes that you took, and you modify. And for example, if we took something last year, and this year I don't mention it, you will tell me, you said this thing last time, so you will also help me because this is a common work, right? A collective effort, right? So that we make it, inshallah, in the best way to come at the end of the time, at the end of the course, ready PowerPoint file as well as Microsoft Word file, and you don't have to go and search, and it's just ready to teach or to review, right? So I mentioned this in the last time, if you remember. What makes the Sin and the Zai different? First, in the Sifat. What's different in the Sifat? Both are Bikhu, both are light, both have Safir. What makes them different? What's the Sifa that's different? Majhur is what? Which letter? The Zai is Majhur, means what? Voice, no breath with it. Hold the tissue. If you hold the tissue, look, as it's not moving, right? But when you say as, did you notice that, sister? Did you notice? You do not notice. Okay, notice again. With the Sin, as, you see it's moving, means there's a breath with it, there's hams. With the Zai, as, did you notice? So Sin has hams, while Zai doesn't have hams, right? In practice, how I make the Sin different from the Zai. If you look at the mirror, and you focus as who can tell me? Now you remember what I mentioned last year? The front part of the tongue is the same place. The tip of the tongue is in the same place. What's the difference?
Is the teeth closer?
The teeth closer in what? In the Zai. Look yourself, see. Focus, sister, please, here. Zoom as much as you can. See the difference between the teeth in the scene. As you see the gap in the scene. As if you press more, you make the gap between the teeth smaller, you will have the zai. As and because it's smaller, no breath coming. No breath coming with it. No breath coming with it. As okay, as did you notice? Okay. Any question about the zai? Yalla, let's read the examples. Aziz yuzji sahaba. Yuzji, use, don't mix it, you not use, don't mix it with sin. Yuzji, az-zaniyatu waz-zani, zina, mir rizq. Again, many students they say rizq, yabsutur rizqa. No, make it zai. Yabsutur rizqa. يبسط الرزق إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها ولا تزر وازرة وزر أخرى. Okay, is the zai shadid or rikhu? Rikhu. So you don't say, you don't cut it. The sound should flow. You don't say wizra ukhra, wizra. No, let it flow a little bit like this. Wizra ukhra. فآزره فآزره يعجب الزراع يعجب الزراع ولا يزيدن صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خيرا.